Hey everybody, two high profile names, two not guilty pleas, and a whole lot of questions. Let's talk about Lemon and Stefon Diggs because they both recently just went to court because they got themselves in some trouble, y'all. Let's talk about it. Let's go with Don first. Lemon recently pleaded not guilty to federal charges against him at his arraignment in Minnesota on yesterday, February 13, 2026, of course, in connection with his presence and reporting at a protest in a church that he literally said 4 times in the broadcast that he is not part of the protest, but only there as a journalist. Let's count it down now because y'all know I'm not just saying something. I actually watched the real video when he was streaming live. He literally said 4 times in that video that he is not a part of the protest. He is simply doing his journalism work, which he's been doing for the past 30 years. So let's count it down 4 times. Now, the very first time he said it was before they even went inside of the church. They were outside and he said that he's not a part. Listen, he didn't even want to get involved in their little meeting. Watch this.
So they are ready. Yeah.
Are you willing to bring us feedback? I can do that.
So I don't want to get, because they are strategizing, I don't want to get in too much of their information in there.
Okay. The second time he said it, watch this.
I'm not going to get in the middle of it because I'm not here as an activist. I'm here as a journalist. So.
Third time, watch this.
I'm just here photographing.
Are you okay?
I'm not part of the group. I'm just here photographing. I'm a journalist.
One last time. The 4th time he said it, y'all. Watch this.
So we're here just chronicling and reporting. We're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them.
I tried to tell you. He said it 4 times in that live stream. But anyway, the charges. Let's talk about the charges. The charges involved alleged violations of federal civil rights laws and the freedom of access to clinic entrances, which is also known as the FACE Act, which prosecutors say apply to the disruption of a religious service, which is what he did. They disrupted a church service while it was in progress. Okay, so let's go over the FACE Act once again because there's still some confusion on how Lemon is tied to the FACE Act and why the prosecutor feels that he's guilty of violating the FACE Act. So let's talk about the FACE Act. The FACE Act was passed to protect people's ability to access certain facilities without threats, violence, or obstruction. It was originally created in response to violence and Black gays at abortion clinics, but its language also applies to religious worship and other protected activities, which is what Don was involved in, a religious activity. Okay, so here is a breakdown. Let's see if Lemon did any of this. Okay, under the FACE Act, it is illegal to intentionally do any of the following to someone who is trying to obtain reproductive services or exercise their right to religious worship. Okay, under the FACE Act, you cannot do the following things. You cannot use force or threat of force. Okay, you cannot physically assault anyone. You cannot threaten anyone with violence. You cannot intimidate anyone into entering or leaving a facility. You can't do any of that. You also cannot physically obstruct or block access. You cannot block entrances or exits. You cannot chain doors shut. You cannot surround or trap people. You also cannot prevent people from entering or leaving a clinic or a place of worship, a church. Okay. You also cannot damage or destroy property. You cannot vandalize anything. You cannot set fires. You cannot damage buildings used for reproductive health services or religious worship. You cannot do all of the following things under the FACE Act. If so, you violated it. Okay. So the FACE Act simply says that you can protest and express your views, but you cannot use force, threats, or block people from accessing clinics or places of worship. So the video that I saw, I didn't see any of that taking place. I mentioned that before in another video, but I watched the video again today to make sure I didn't miss something. It's a very long video. It's like 5 hours, but the main parts are right at the beginning, the first like hour or whatever. And I just didn't see all of that. I didn't see any of that taking place, unless it's something at the very end that I didn't see. But the video that I saw, I didn't see anything like that. So after leaving court, this is what Don Lemon had to say to the press. Watch this.
For more than 30 years, I've been a journalist, and the power and protection of the First Amendment has been the underpinning of my work. The First Amendment, the freedom of the press, the bedrock of our democracy. The events before my arrest and what's happened since show that people are finally realizing what this administration is all about. The process is the punishment with them. And like all of you here in Minnesota, the great people of Minnesota, I will not be intimidated. I will not back down. I will fight these baseless charges, and I will not be silenced. Thank you very much.
So we'll just have to see what happens with Mr. Lemon. I don't know what his reset date is to start his trial. They didn't give a date online when I tried to research it. So, but there will be a date since he pleaded not guilty, but I just don't know what the date is. Whenever that date is, I'm going to come back and do another video and tell you what I think. But I don't know. Like I said before, just because I've been a supporter of Don Lemon forever, I'm a journalism student. I studied communication. I've done all this type of stuff in college. And so I support other people. And I actually looked up to him and a few other journalists when I was just training and learning how to really trying to understand how I can be the best that I can be doing journalism. And he was one of the people that I studied and I watched when he was on CNN. So, but that don't mean that I will not say that I think he's done something wrong. If I felt like he done something wrong, I would say he's done something wrong, and that's not cool. Like, I don't support people in their wrongdoings if I feel like they're wrong. But I don't know. I guess we're gonna see what happens in court. Hopefully it's televised and we can actually watch it. Okay, so now on to Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs. Like, how you go way up and then go way down? You was at the top. You was the most talked about athlete. Then when you got with Cardi, you was even more talked about. Y'all was in the headlines every day. And now you go from that. Then you lost the Super Bowl. Like, it's like your whole world just crashed in a day. I mean, what the heck? But anyway. Okay, Stefon Diggs also pleaded not guilty to the criminal charges he's facing. He appeared in court yesterday, February 13, 2026, in Massachusetts for his arraignment and entered a not guilty plea to felony strangulation or suffocation and misdemeanor assault and battery charges related to an alleged altercation with his personal chef. Okay, prosecutors allege that the incident happened in December 2025 and involved claims of assault and attempted choking, which Diggs still denies. Okay. One thing I'll say about the alleged victim. It's nice to see an alleged victim speak out so soon. This happened in January and she filed charges, I think. This happened in December and she filed charges in January. That's what I'm talking about. If someone does something to you, don't wait 20 years. Go file charges now. As soon as possible, go file charges. People don't realize the sooner you file charges, you could be saving someone else from having the same thing done to them. As soon as you speak out, it spreads awareness. Like, look, this guy is abusive. He's crazy. He'll choke you. All of that. So the next woman will be on alert and know not to go in that direction. Okay. So I appreciate this alleged victim for speaking up so soon, okay? And there's probably other people that just hadn't said anything, but, anyway. So Diggs still denies the claims, okay? At his arraignment, he was released with conditions such as no contact with the alleged victim, okay? Watch this video of them in court, which the judge was pretty much telling him, no contact and that he had pleaded guilty. Hold on. Watch this.
It's a matter of the Commonwealth versus Stefon Diggs.
Good morning, ADA Drew Virtue for the Commonwealth.
Good morning, Your Honor. You've got to welcome Mr. Diggs. Waiving the reading, sir?
Yes.
Not guilty plea will enter.
All right. Commonwealth, any requests?
Commonwealth's requesting a stay away, no contact from the victim, including third-party contact.
Okay, his next scheduled court appearance is a pretrial hearing set for April 1st, 2026. Oh, that's a bad day. That's April Fool's Day. That is April Fool's Day. Your court date is set on April Fool's Day. I don't know whether y'all believe in April Fools, but I'm just saying that's a bad day to have a court date when you hoping you're behind on being in trouble. Okay, let's just say if he is found guilty. Okay, what happens? Like how much time? Okay, possible penalties if Diggs is found guilty is as follows. Okay, under Massachusetts law, strangulation is a felony charge that carries up to 5 years in state prison, up to 2.5 years in a local jail facility, fines up to $5,000, and if serious bodily injury occurred, the maximum prison time can go up to 10 years and fines up to $10,000. Now, as far as the assault and battery charge, that carries a possible jail time, often up to 2.5 years, and fines and other penalties. Okay. Wow. Y'all better keep your hands to yourself. Leave these women alone. If you angry, leave. You can always leave or make her leave. Call the police so they can put her up out of there. Whatever you got to do where you won't put your hands on these women. Shout out to the women for speaking up sooner. Yeah, we need that because you need to alert other women that's in his path to dating him. I appreciate you speaking up so soon, young lady, whoever you are. Okay, so his Super Bowl performance wasn't that great, and he also had a fight. So maybe that punch and that shove at the Super Bowl game was for Cardi. Maybe he deserved that punch. If he punched somebody or put his hands on somebody, maybe that's why somebody put their hands on them. I'm not saying that, y'all. I'm just saying, you do one thing, you know how it comes back around to you. What goes around comes around. You put your hands on somebody and somebody put their hands on you. Watch this. Okay, and speaking of Cardi B, she is out there living her best life. She is out there doing her tour, her Little Miss Drama Tour, I think it's called. And she is having a good time. She's looking good. She sounds good. Her hair is pretty. Her makeup is pretty. All her outfits that she's coming out in is good. But, she's been falling a lot lately, y'all. I don't know why. She's been falling a lot. She fell on tour. Then she fell again on she was trying to lap dance or do a dance to this robot or something, and she fell. Watch this video first when she fell on her Little Miss Drama Tour. Watch this. And then she fell again, trying to do a dance with a robot. Watch this. So what's up with all this falling? My goodness. Why she keep falling? But anyway, y'all, I just had to put this little video out there because people were talking about it. And I just thought it was a coincidence that they both had their arraignment around the same, I think it was the same day. And they both pled not guilty the same day. And I'm like, what the heck? So anyway, y'all have a good weekend. I just had to share that little story with y'all. I'm about to do some more research because I got another video coming out soon. Talk to you later. Bye, y'all.